So you're thinking about moving to Franklin, Tennessee, and you want to hear from someone who actually made that move to Franklin, Tennessee? Well, we relocated from Southern California to Franklin, Tennessee, and these are my 7 worst things of actually living there, and I'm getting after it right now. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Greg Spackman. I'm with the Living in Nashville, Tennessee channel. So if you want to learn everything about what it's like to live here, eat here, sleep here, play here, then click the subscribe button and the little bell to be notified every time I do new videos. I've been getting a ton of people that are reaching out to me about making that move here to Franklin, Tennessee, just like we made that move to Franklin, Tennessee. And I absolutely love it. So if that's you, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'll help you out on your way here to Franklin, Tennessee. So, number 1 on the list is the humidity and allergies. So, humidity wise, I absolutely hate it. When we moved from California, the weather was dry always there, and it wasn't humid really at all. And moving to Franklin, it's sometimes walking just to my car. I need an actual extra shower, and it feels gross. And there are times of the year where it doesn't have where it's not humid. During the summertime when it's nice and warm, you get a few weeks of the year that are just awesome. But most of the time it's pretty humid, and it gets more and more humid after it rains in the afternoon. So just know that it's humid if you aren't aware of that, and that could be like a shock to you if you were coming from a drier climate. Allergy wise, the Middle Tennessee area is like in the allergy bowl, and your allergies, if you have them, are going to be worse typically. And if you don't have them, then you may find that you actually do have allergies, but there are solutions for that. You can go to an allergy center and get tested to figure out what it is that causes you the problem. For me to solve the issue with allergies, I went to the doctor and they just recommended Flonase. And then I take a little blue Claritin pill as well sometimes when it's really bad. But between those two things, it seems to manage itself really well. And so allergies really aren't an issue for me, just the humidity, and you can't really change that. What I do like is the wintertime, it's not humid anymore. And so that makes it really nice all through winter. Number 2 thing on the list is the high home prices. And so I'm just going to do a quick search here just to give you some prices on my website, thespackmangroup.com. All right, so here we are on my website. I just did a quick search. I didn't eliminate land or anything just to give you an idea, but the first home or first property on the list, 38 million, which is because it's 300 acres, so it's a development thing. So we'll ignore that. Here's another family farm estate, which 24 million. So that really isn't a home per se. We got a $16 million home in a gated community here, and this one is gigantic, almost 20,000 square feet. So you got prices, here anywhere from the high millions all the way down to the least expensive property would be a condo for $250, and then here's another one for $265. If we're looking for a home, a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home for $315 would be the least expensive you're going to find for an actual home. However, realistically, you're going to be in the $550 range all the way into the $1.2, $1.3 million. If you want new construction, $800,000-900,000 is typically the entry level stuff, and then it just goes up from there in Franklin. Didn't used to be this way. You used to be able to get a really nice place for around $400,000 or $500,000, and prices basically have doubled for the most part in Franklin, and that's just from everybody like you that are moving there, as well as all the different corporations that are in Franklin, which have also caused a housing problem. But Franklin is, one of the top rated places to live in the entire nation, and so that's going to cause higher home values. The number 3 thing on the list is the risk of tornadoes that you're going to have in Franklin. And tornado season typically runs between March through May in the south. However, in Middle Tennessee, I've been told it can go year-round, but the largest tornado that ever came through Franklin came in 1988, so that was quite a while ago. So to deal with tornadoes with people that are moving from out of state and that have a fear of tornadoes, we've had clients do 3 different options on their homes, and so it's just your preference on that, but you could do research on your own. However, the 3 ways that they've done it would be They have a freestanding structure that sits in your garage, takes up garage space, but you can go inside it, lock yourself in, and that will protect you. The number two way that we've had clients do it is they've dug out in the garage in the floor, steps down, and then a tornado shelter under the garage, which is cool as well. And then the third way, which I've only had one client do this, and we didn't even know when she bought it that it had it until we did the home inspection, because they didn't market it that way. But the master bedroom closet was converted into a tornado shelter. So it had a tornado door on it that you could close as well. And this was a great option because then you were inside the home and it doubled as your master closet. Those are kind of a few different ways that you could protect yourself from tornadoes. We didn't have any of those ourselves and didn't really deal with a tornado near us at all while we were in Franklin. But that is number three, the risk of tornado. The number four worst thing about living in Franklin is all the traffic. And rush hour just gets worse and worse every year. More and more cars are driving on it. Christmas time is rough around the mall and around Franklin with all the different company parties and people out shopping. So just know that getting to the west side of Franklin typically is where it's worse. And when we moved from the east side, because we were in a community called McKay's Mill, and when we moved out to the west side, it took us an extra, 10 minutes than what it was taking us before or what it should take you. So the normal traffic for me to get to my office was somewhere around 15 to 18 minutes. And with the traffic, it would take an extra 10 minutes or 12 minutes. And well, that may not be a lot for traffic if you're coming from Los Angeles or Dallas or Houston, somewhere where you have a lot of traffic. Just know that it has traffic, and when you've acclimated to no traffic, it becomes, I guess, more bothersome to you. But just know that it has traffic, and as Franklin grows, more and more people move to it and visit it, and because it has shopping that other towns don't have, more and more people visit it. So that's number four. Number five on the list is limited nightlife. There just isn't much as far as nightlife goes. There's a few bars and pubs and that sort of thing that you can go to. Downtown Franklin has some music stuff that you can enjoy. But for the most part, you're going to be going to Nashville if you want any sort of real nightlife or clubs and that sort of thing, especially if you want even more music. You got the Gaylord Opry up there. So the limited nightlife is a good thing and a bad thing. It just know that it doesn't have great nightlife. Number six on the list is Franklin is very conservative, has conservative political views, votes very conservative. Just know that that's that way. It's pro-gun. When they had the mask mandates, they didn't have them as long as other places did. They didn't have some of the strict rules. The bars opened sooner in Franklin than they did in Nashville, so everyone that lived up in Nashville would come down to Franklin to be able to go to bars and that sort of thing. So just know it's more conservative in nature. Number seven on the list is there's only one interstate. You got Interstate 65. So there's really no super fast way to go east because they don't have an interstate and they will never build one that I know of going east from Franklin over to 24. So you're either going to be going up to 440 or down to 840 to get across, depending upon where you're going. So if you're going to Murfreesboro, then you're going down to 840. If you're going up to Nashville or Mount Juliet or something, then you're going up to 440 or to 40 and going across that way. Otherwise, you're taking Murfreesboro Road or Clovercroft Road or Split Log Road. You're going to take a few different paths to get in around. I just use my maps, and that typically takes me the fastest route. However, if I know I'm going to Murfreesboro, I definitely will take 840, even though it will recommend that I take Murfreesboro Road. I would rather, it's a much smoother ride typically most of the time just to take the freeway the whole way. All right, I wanted to give you one more thing, and I had 7 on my list, but I'm going to give you number 8 thing that I dislike. And this is something that I've had clients that have wanted to build a home, or they'll reach out to me about, hey, we want to build a home and we found this piece of land and online, and do you have a builder that you could recommend, that sort of thing? Well, yes, I do have builders, and I can help you through that process from buying the land and doing everything that you need to do. But zoning is a pain in the butt in Williamson County, and it can take you 12, 24 months to actually get your septic approval. You need to have 2 septic sites on your property. So there's a lot of things that go into building a home where you wouldn't think that it'd be a big pain in the butt, but it is. And I definitely help people work through that, and they end up with exactly what they want. And they want 5 acres of land, and they want this really nice home and all of that. And it just takes time, and we have to work through that together. And there's some pros and cons about you living here ahead of time. I highly recommend that if you're going to build a home, that you actually move to Franklin. What we've had some clients do is they'll buy another home, depending upon where they're building, near it, or near what school zone that they want to be in, and then they will sell that property afterwards or keep it as a rental. Either way, typically I tell them to sell it and unload it and make whatever profit they made and then move on. But that let them live in an actual home that they own instead of renting something. And they typically will make a little bit of money doing it that way. And so that's super cool. But number 8 is the zoning. And well, if you're still watching my video and you're thinking about making that move to Franklin, Tennessee, please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to talk to you about your journey here to Franklin, Tennessee, or anywhere in Middle Tennessee. And until next time, I'm out.